And the last couple of days, I saw a lot of people talking about the hypocrisy of giving so much media attention to a submarine filled with rich people, while the hundreds and hundreds of refugees that regularly drown in the Mediterranean are seemingly ignored. But I didn't see anyone talk about why that is the case. Like, what are the psychological mechanisms making so many people care more about the first situation and not about the second one? I think there are at least 3 reasons: perceived similarity or closeness, individualization, and emotional burnout. The first one is that for a lot of people it is just way easier to imagine themselves taking a trip on a submarine than having to flee their home country because of war or oppression. They feel more similar to the people in the submarine. Secondly, the media quickly gave a name, a face, and a backstory to everyone in a submarine. While for most refugees, you don't know their name, their individual backstory that led them to flee, or a photo showing the person with that story. For many, this implicitly creates some sense of knowing the people in the submarine, while the refugees just remain a number. Lastly, we are bombarded with bad news almost every day, meaning that we would quickly get burned out if we emotionally invested ourselves into every bad story that we heard. This is especially true for things that reoccur over and over again. Like the refugee crisis in the Mediterranean is something that has been going on for several years now. And after a while, people drowning on their way to Europe just becomes something normal. The missing submarine, on the other hand, is something that pulls people out of their trance because it doesn't happen every day. I know this sounds pretty dark, but I actually think there's something we can learn from this. Instead of downplaying the missing submarine or portraying drowning billionaires as something good, we could actually use this incident to get people to care about other things as well. The important thing is that we don't try to persuade with numbers, but individualize the refugees and try to create some sense of closeness or similarity. Like you could talk about the Afghan boy who tried to save his sister from the oppressive Taliban regime, but then his ship capsized and he had to swim to shore, only to realize that she was gone once he reached land. Or the faceless man washing up in a river in Greece, having with him a heart-shaped silver pendant reading, "I heart you." Or even better, try to create a situation in which they themselves are the refugees, since with the climate catastrophe getting worse and worse, it's only a matter of time until they might lose their home and have to flee.